So, welcome to another episode of Make Your Mind Your Best Ally. And today I have again my friend, Dr. Caitlin Prickett. And today we are going to talk about sauna.
Yes,
Because you do both, right? You do sauna and you do the cold plunging.
exactly. The extreme temperature treatment.
Cool. Well, I am very interested in that because I do it too, but I don't know much of the medical, terminology and stuff. So why don't we get started with what are the physical and mental benefits for tennis players for using sauna?
Sure. And there are so many mental and physical benefits. So the first thing is really going to help reduce overall stress.
Okay.
So whether it's mental stress from just being concerned about a tennis match or physical stress from overexerting yourself during exercise, it really does help to lower overall stress. It also helps to reduce your blood pressure, increase circulation, promote relaxation,
Oh, yeah.
improve your immune system.
Cool.
And essentially what it's doing is it's inducing an artificial fever.
Oh,
Because
wow.
you're exposing yourself to high temperatures. And so your body reacts the same way as it does when you have an infection.
Oh, my
And
God.
so
I've never heard that.
Yes.
Wow.
And so that's how you get that increase in your immune system production.
Huh. Okay.
And then for mental benefits, it decreases depression, anxiety, because as you're going along in the heat, it's releasing several different hormones that help to promote relaxation, that helps to promote balance in the mind.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit more about that. I love all the terminology. Let's talk about hormones. What are the hormones that get activated?
Yes. So there's main hormones that get activated: endorphins, dynorphins, dopamine. And so dynorphins and endorphins are very interesting because they have an opposing effect. They're all a part of this endogenous opioid system that we have in our bodies. And so dynorphin actually it's released when you're in a painful situation.
Okay.
So in sauna, of course, you're in a very uncomfortable situation, especially during the first few minutes. And your body wants you to get out, but of course you stay. We're working on resilience. We're going to stay.
Right.
And so the dynorphin is increased because it's uncomfortable. However, the dynorphins actually sensitize your endorphin receptors. Remember, endorphins are the happy chemicals in your body.
Hormones.
So when you get that runner's high or tennis high in this case, it's because the endorphins are being activated. And so the dynorphins increase the sensitivity of the endorphins, so you have an increase in the pleasure receptors. You actually are able to relax a little bit more. And so those are like the main two hormones that are being activated during sauna and deliberate heat exposure.
That's unbelievable. My God, you need to come here more often. All right, let's see. How do they affect the brain short and long term? Is there a difference between the short term and long term? Anything?
Yeah, so with any extreme temperature exposure, whether you're doing cold plunging or deliberate heat exposure like sauna therapy, over time you actually do build up this relaxation. You do build up this increased tolerance to handle stress.
Yeah.
And so you'll find that you're able to recover from your workouts faster because with sauna, it's actually promoting detoxification. And so when you're doing heavy workouts and doing sauna afterwards, that actually helps to get rid of the lactic acid buildup. And so your muscles are able to better recover. And so that helps mentally because you are less sore after the tennis match or working out. You're able to relax a little bit better.
Yeah, I always notice that. And I notice people putting stuff under skin. Is that good? Or should you just leave yourself alone?
You mean like the heating?
Sugar and I don't know. I've seen like weird things happening, as far as applying things that, people swear by it, that it like unclogs the pores, or is that just...
As like an augment to the sauna? Yeah. There are some protocols where people are adding certain like essential oils to help with relaxation or to promote mental clarity. And that's okay to do as
Mhm.
long as it's not interfering with your actual bread
Yeah.
and butter sauna protocol. You don't want to put anything thick on that's going to prevent you from perspiring or sweating
Right, because
because you
that's the
need to
point.
sweat. That's part of it. That's part of the detoxification.
Okay.
Really, when you get in there, you really just want to sit, and it's almost a time for meditation. It's a
Yeah.
quiet time. Usually you go in there by yourself. You may be in there with other people if you're at a gym or something
Mhm.
like that, but everyone's in their own mental headspace. And so you're really able to sit, do some meditation, some mindfulness activity,
Mhm.
because again, your heart rate is going to be increasing a little bit as you stay in. You're inducing an artificial fever.
Mhm.
So it's
That's
not going to
incredible.
be comfortable to begin with, but that's the point. That's
Huh.
the point. You're trying to induce this uncomfortableness now so that you do have that relaxation and comfort later on. Same thing as we discussed with the cold plunging.
Right. That's so cool. Wow. Okay. So, what's the ideal routine during the week in order to get the benefits?
Yes, and there's so many studies out that have looked at this, and most of the studies have shown that the sauna temperature, and these are traditional saunas,
Mhm.
is about 175 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which
Wow.
is pretty hot. And these are the traditional saunas. So you're staying in there roughly about 20 minutes at
Okay.
a time. Of course, with any new activity, you're going to build yourself up.
Yeah.
A new person, a novice to sauna, is not going to go in and stay for 20 minutes
Mhm.
because you have to see how your body's going to react. And so you kind
Yeah.
of build yourself up to 20 minutes, and you want to do it several times a week if you can.
Okay. What's the minimum
The
times a week?
minimum, so the benefits that the research out there has shown that you need to do at least 2 to 3 times a
Okay.
week to get the cardiovascular benefit. So there's this decrease in all-cause mortality, meaning a decrease
Mhm.
in death by doing the sauna 2 to 3 times a week. It increases cardiovascular mortality by 27%. Now, if you do
Wow.
it 4 times a week, you're going to decrease your cardiovascular death by 50%, which is remarkable.
Oh my God.
It is so interesting with extreme temperature treatment, how our bodies respond to that. And it's really a natural way to prevent death.
That's unbelievable.
Additionally, the research out there shows that it helps to rebuild new neurons in the brain too. This is important for tennis
I've
too,
never heard that. Wow.
because it's helping to improve your memory and
Yeah.
cognition. It's showing decreases in Alzheimer's disease incidence in those who do
Wow.
frequent saunas. So my goal is typically 3 times a week for
Okay.
sauna. Of course, those people have to go to the gym and do
Yeah.
it. Not everyone has the luxury of having one at home. If you have one at home, then
Yeah.
of course do it more. You can do it up to 7 days a week, honestly.
Oh, seriously?
Yes,
Wow. I didn't know
at
that.
20-minute increments. Now, post-workout is typically the best time to do
Okay.
it to get that detoxification effect, that relaxation. Again, you're
Mhm.
getting rid of that lactic acid in the body. It helps muscles recover.
Okay.
So most people will do it after the workout.
Huh. Wow. So there's another thing you can do, steam bath. What's the difference between a sauna and a steam bath?
Yes. So with steam baths or steam rooms, basically these are enclosed rooms that are releasing steam. So it's very humid in there. It's, 100% humidity you can have, but it doesn't get as hot
Yeah,
as a
I know
sauna.
that. It
It's
seems
only
easier.
about 100 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit in the steam rooms.
Okay.
So while this is good for those with respiratory disorders, like if you have a lot of sinus or upper respiratory issues, it can help to clear you out.
Okay.
You're really not going to get the high enough temperatures to affect the cardiovascular system, the circulation, boosting the immune system, helping with mental clarity.
Right.
So because with the traditional saunas, the humidity is much less, but it gets much hotter. So
Right.
you're really able to get deep into the tissues and have those thermogenesis effects,
Wow.
that artificial fever effect that we want from the sauna.
So in terms of hygiene with the steam bath, and knowing that, everybody's trying to, is it not the best thing that you could be doing for yourself?
Yeah, if you're in there, with other people and everything's
Yeah.
getting,
Coming out.
airborne. Yes,
Yeah.
everything's coming out, the sinus and nasal bacteria.
Yeah.
And of course, as you're in there, things are going to start draining, like your sinuses will drain,
Yeah.
your nose will drain. And so there can be some maybe
Stuff is
negative
in the air.
effects for that.
Yeah,
So
no sauna for me there. I
you
mean,
can
no
now, if
steam
you
bath.
want to do a steam bath, of course, close the door, put your shower on hot, and get some steam that
Oh,
way.
there you go.
Think about like when you have a sinus infection, there are those steam rinses or steam. You put your head over a hot bowl of water and then you inhale the steam. It's the same thing.
Yeah, it clears your lungs. Okay,
Exactly.
I've seen
But
that.
we're talking about the thermogenesis effects. Steam bath is not the most effective way to do that.
Okay, all right. Well, good to know. Let's see. Let's talk about the different kinds of saunas that are out there, like infrared and all this stuff. How does that differentiate from each other?
Yes. So when you hear sauna, sauna is actually a Finnish word. And
okay.
so it means basically to heat up rocks, so to speak, in an enclosed room. Usually the rooms are wood lined. So you see the size of saunas, they're wood paneled. And there's usually in the corner a set of rocks.
Okay.
And those rocks are being heated. And the rocks are what is releasing the heat. So the rocks can be heated by actual fire, electrical currents,
Okay.
and little coils that heat up the rocks. And so all the studies out there are using traditional sauna techniques.
Okay.
And again, 175 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit
Right.
for the temperature for those saunas. Now, infrared saunas are a little bit newer. And some people are saying, well, infrared is better because it penetrates deeper into the tissues. While that is true, it's not getting as hot as the traditional saunas.
Okay.
You're only getting up to about 150, maybe 160 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh,
They're not as uncomfortable
right.
as the
Yeah,
traditional
it
saunas.
doesn't seem
Again,
like-
as we discussed before, that discomfort is actually what we're looking for
Wow.
with the sauna treatment. So I always recommend the traditional Finnish saunas. Because those have the most benefit. Those are the most widely studied. All of the data out there for the benefits of sauna have come from the traditional Finnish saunas.
Oh my God. Wow, that's incredible. This is very good to know. There's so much stuff out there online.
There is.
You never know.
There is.
That's why we have you here.
Exactly, exactly.
Let's see. Let's talk about mental resilience, the benefits that you get from using a sauna consistently. Because you mentioned something in the beginning.
Yes. So with the mental benefits, anytime you're putting yourself into a stressful or uncomfortable situation, that's actually going to promote health and wellness long term.
Right.
Whether it's going really hard with your tennis practices or exerting yourself in your exercises, putting yourself in deliberate heat exposure or deliberate cold exposure,
Right.
putting yourself in these uncomfortable situations actually does promote overall mental clarity, helps with physiologically your overall body processes. And so with going into a sauna, of course, when you first get in, and if you're staying 20 minutes, it's going to be very uncomfortable. You're going to notice your heart rate goes up.
Yeah, I was going to mention that because
Yes.
it's almost the same thing as when you go into the cold bath. Your heart goes like, what are you doing? Stop. This is supposed to be healthy.
And again, people are like, well, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
But it really, I mean, the all of the research out there about sauna, I mean, it's all proven to help so much with your body. And so mentally, you are working on, again, resilience, being able to overcome challenges, being able to be like, no, I can handle this. I can stay for the 20 minutes.
Right.
And that really does help with other daily challenges.
Would you suggest to have to drink water while you're in the sauna?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I recommend drinking water before. Of course, if you're doing it after a workout, you should be drinking water, as you work out anyway. Even if you're doing just a sauna day, make sure you drink a lot of water beforehand and have the water in there that you can sip on, not all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want to be cooling yourself as you're warming yourself up.
Okay.
But just in case you get a little lightheaded or you
Yeah.
feel like you're getting too hot, having the water there by the door would be beneficial.
Okay. How about a cold shower after the sauna? Would you recommend that, or are you ruining the effects of the sauna?
Personally, I think it's best just to let your body heat or cool back down naturally,
Okay.
just like we do with the cold plunge. Let your body warm back up naturally. Same thing with any of these deliberate temperature exposures where you're exposing yourself to extreme temperatures.
Okay.
Let your body gradually cool down.
Right. That makes sense. Huh.
Because otherwise, you may be reversing the benefits of the heat exposure because you're cutting off the high temperature too quickly. Just like if you have a fever when you're sick, a lot of times they'll say, just let the fever ride itself out because that's your body trying to heal itself. That's your body boosting your immune system. So it's the same kind of principle. You don't want to take Tylenol to cut off your heat therapy.
Oh, I so love where you come from, the way that you practice medicine, because it's so like let your body heal itself.
The body is so powerful, and reading about cold plunging and saunas, you realize how resilient the body is and how the body is really able to take care of itself. And we can use these natural approaches, the heat, to really help augment and increase what our body does anyway.
Right.
Our body really is able to heal itself in so many aspects.
That's unbelievable. And I would say, we're in Florida, and anybody that's practicing to come to a tournament in Florida, wouldn't you say sauna is a good way to practice?
Definitely. Yes. Get used to the heat. Because the temperature in the sauna, is 175 degrees. It's hotter than what it's going to be, here outside. But still, yes, getting your body used to that higher temperature is very important.
That's so cool. Are there any other points that you haven't talked about sauna?
There's actually a case study that I found from 2018 where they had a young world professional tennis player who they studied for 3 weeks post-sauna treatment and the benefits of doing sauna treatments after their tennis practice and tennis matches.
Oh, my God.
So it's very relevant to
that's so cool.
what we're talking about today.
Homework.
I do, always. So the research showed, this tennis player, did 12 post-workout sauna sessions over 3 weeks. So that's roughly about 4 sauna sessions a week.
Wow, okay.
And they measured objectively. So they did some objective measurements on their increase in red blood cell production and hematocrit. They did how well their backward sprints and their arm swings improved.
Okay.
And it also showed their tolerance to running. And so they objectively measured all these things. And across the board, the red blood cell volume increased. That means that the person was getting more oxygenation after doing their sauna treatments.
Wow.
They were able to improve their arm swing and their backward sprints.
Yeah, because going backwards is one of the hardest things. There's a whole science to running backwards, number one, so you don't fall and, hurt yourself. But yeah, it's one of the most difficult things that you can do. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and it showed that their blood was actually carrying more oxygen throughout the body, which is important with any sort of athletic activity. You need oxygen to perform. It's just very interesting that with what we're talking about today, a professional tennis player utilizing sauna for their own tennis performance and how across the board it benefited them. This is only 3 weeks of doing it. Imagine doing it for months on end, the benefits that you'll get.
Unbelievable. Wow. Okay, I got to think of more things to ask you, more subjects, because you're like a whole encyclopedia walking.
Thank you.
But anyway, so we're going to leave it there because otherwise we'll be talking forever.
Yes.
But promise me you're going to come back and visit us.
Definitely.
Again,
I'd love to.
We'll think about another set of questions to ask.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you again in our next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.